I think people are just prisoner of the moment with Deebo Samuel right now. I don't think they really realize that, like, it's very unsustainable to expect 400 yards and 8 touchdowns on the ground from a wide receiver. I know they can say he's a wide back and, you know, he's the best player in the offense and it all runs through Deebo, and I get that. But he's still a player who only had 121 targets last year. He averaged 18 yards per reception.
Say this. Like, hey, man, we ain't disrespecting. Y'all disrespected Deebo because going into last season, nobody wanted Deebo Samuel. It was
and
all
that's
about,
part of the argument.
It was all about Brandon Ayuk. It was all about Brandon Ayuk.
His value is tanking.
Y'all disrespected Deebo Samuel. It was all about Brandon Ayuk going into the season. And I'm just here to say, I think this was the first season, and I'm not even being funny, the first season since Deebo Samuel's second year at South Carolina that he finished the season healthy. They are going to run him literally into the ground. If he keeps doing toss sweeps, wide zone reads, like as a running back, they're going to Shanahan. The Shanahans, if they ain't good for nothing, they're good for running players into the ground. They're going to run Deebo Samuel into the ground, literally. I don't care. All that shit looks cool with him bouncing off of tackles on toss sweeps, but when you're doing that as a wide receiver, giving linebackers and safety a downhill start to blast your ass, it's not going to end well. If I had Deebo, for everyone that thinks we're being disrespectful to him, having him inside our top 12 still, you are the mark that I would be selling Deebo Samuel to. I have you starred on my list, and I would be trading you Deebo Samuel, and I'd be asking for the world. I'm not disrespecting Deebo. I think he's a fantastic player, still inside our top 12, but I'm not taking him over any of the guys ahead of him. I'm not taking him over Coop, Kupp, Brown, Waddle, Adams, DK. Not doing it, bro. Cannot do it. Will not do it. Call it disrespect, call it what you want. I'm not doing it.
No. You laid it out perfectly. This is a player who the entire community wrote off because he only played 7 games last season. But this season, all of a sudden, he's going in as a top 7 wide receiver. I'm sorry. I've been in the Dynasty game long enough to know that when you see these massive market corrections like we're seeing with Deebo Samuel right now, there's just no guarantee it's going to last. And more than likely, he's going to be a guy who drops in rankings instead of going up. Like, is he really going to be ahead of T. Higgins or Adams or Kupp? Or no, he's got a very small shot of being ahead of those guys unless, like we're talking about, prisoner of the moment, they see him take a sweep and he takes it 80 yards and he breaks 4 tackles. Like, go ahead, then go flip him for 2 to 3 firsts, and you'll be more than happy with that. For me, it's just, again, I just don't, I can't do it with Deebo. I've been in there before. I have him on rosters. He's great when he plays. When he doesn't play, it's not so fun. And I just think he just had a great season. You know, nothing to take away from Deebo. He had 1,400 yards on only 77 receptions. But can he do that again and still be as productive and still deserve this top 6-7 ranking that people have for him? I just don't think he can, crazy, right? Man. He's still an older wide receiver at 26 years old. It's not like he's 24 or 23 like some of these guys are who were taken. So again, that's where I'm at. But with Deontay Johnson, the thing people need to realize is, like, he's just a target monster. You can say what you want about his drops and his talent on the field, but if he's healthy, he's getting the ball. I've been saying this for 2 years, Ray. You remember a tweet that I put out? I put in the Discord and then I put it out on Twitter after that.
So hold on.
You want to get into that?
Hold on. No, we got it. I'm not done. I'm not done with Deebo Samuel. I'm not done because it's not hate. I like Deebo a lot. And I saw Patrick is my guy. He's always in here. Said you can't knock Deebo for his health and then put A.J. Brown at wide receiver 3. Deebo's 26, A.J. Brown's 24. Deebo Samuel, let's go back to college, right? Let's go back his last couple of years. He played a full season this year. Great. Before this season, what did Deebo Samuel do? 5 games in 2020, 11 games in 20 as a rookie, so we'll take that. Not bad. College, 5 games as a freshman. That's 2015, long time ago. 10 as a sophomore, 3 as a junior, and then he played 12 as a senior. A.J. Brown is 2 years younger. A.J. Brown was hurt last year. He got hurt last year and still played in 13 games. There's not going to be any model of health where everybody goes through every season in their NFL career unscathed. So I'm not knocking Deebo for a season of being hurt. I'm knocking him for multiple seasons of being injured and being 2 years older than A.J. Brown. And I believe A.J. Brown is a better wide receiver than Deebo Samuel is a wide receiver. So when we're talking about wide receiver rankings, that is why Deebo Samuel is below an A.J. Brown. And we talked about it. Inside that top 3, you want to put A.J. Brown at 5 and have DK Metcalf or T. Higgins above him? I won't argue it. This is just what we think. I wouldn't argue that. I'd say, all right, that's fine. I can see that. But I'm not putting Deebo in that range, man. He's still top 12. I have him as a wide receiver 1 in Dynasty, just not in that tier where if I'm sitting on the clock and I'm staring down A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf, T. Higgins, there is no fiber in my body. 35 years of life inside of this. There is no way that this trigger finger can press a draft on Deebo Samuel with A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and DK Metcalf on the board. If you can do that, more power to you. But OGQ, I cannot do it. I can't, will not, cannot, and it won't happen. And that doesn't mean I hate Deebo. I like him a lot. Y'all the ones who didn't like him because y'all said he was dead and it was Brandon Ayuk coming into next season was going to be the guy. All right, now I'm done with Deebo.
Now you're done with Deebo. And Joe actually said in the chat perfectly, you have to treat Deebo kind of like a running back because that's the shelf life that he seems to have in the NFL right now. You know, it's just what we project for him to be moving forward. You can get super excited about this whole wide back thing, but the longevity of a player playing that position is much shorter. So a guy who's already turning 26, going on 27, for me, and being run like I don't like it, man. Like I would watch it. Especially that game where I'm watching and I'm like, yo, they are like they are legit hard running him into the ground. Maybe that was a blip. Maybe that's not trend, and maybe they don't do that next year. Maybe. And I don't like the dynasty with like injury stuff. Like I gotta fade it. But you can't ignore how beat up Deebo has been throughout his career, and you keep running toss sweeps to your damn wide receiver. And I know he's built not. Yo. If I'm a linebacker, they are coming to wreck his head. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't continue to do that. So again, we don't hate Deebo. We still have him inside the top 12. I got him over Deontay Johnson, who Jay likes and Jay loves.